Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, especially to our instructor, Miss Karen Cabalquinto, ma'am. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So, I am Rufilin M. Domingo from Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English 2. So, our task is to discuss to you the rubrics of the research. But before we're moving forward for the the root of this discussion, let us first know and define what is these rubrics. So it has been said that this rubric is a learning and assessment tool that articulates the expectation for assignments and performance tasks by listing criteria and for each criteria describing levels of quality. So that was according to Andrade 2000, Arthur and Tapius 2007, Stiggins 2001. So there is an example there. So rubrics is just like a basis or a measurement in a certain performance. So in our rubrics, there is always a criteria. So a criteria, this is something that a performance should reach at the end of a performer should reach, or the objective of a performer should reach at the end of the performance. So there is an example of a rubric in the slide. So we have there the title and criteria, part of the presentation, criteria, then the category of the remarks. So the category of the remarks is this: excellent, very good, good, average, or poor. So moving forward for the rubrics, let us first read the criteria of a certain presentation there. So number one, give take-home message entitled. So this is the title. The title is legible from a distance at least 6 feet. So if the score is perfect, then it is excellent. So next is, does this title include author's name? So if a certain performance or if a certain activity, when they reach it 100% or perfect score, then it is excellent. If not, very good, good, average, or poor. So in the next level, which is the affected organelle. So this is a poster presentation. So summarize information about the structure and function of the affected organelle. So there is a criteria, 3 criteria under affected organelle. So number 1 there is describe the general features of the organelle, include a picture or diagram. If the criteria has been reached by the performers or the presenters, then it is excellent. So next, we have describe where the organelle is found within the cell. Picture may be useful. So it depends upon the judge, or it depends upon the teacher who is assigned to rate the performance or the presentation of the presenters. And we have the third criteria under affected organelle, which is what are the basic functions that these organelles carries out. Why do cells need this organelle? Can cells live without this organelle? What about multicellular organisms such as humans? If these criteria are questioned, a criteria is just like a question that should be reached by the performers or presenters. So this is how rubrics look like. Next, we have the 4 features of rubric. So we have first analytic rubric, holistic rubric, checklist rubric, and rating scales. So we have analytic rubrics. So this is a 2-dimensional rubrics with levels of achievement as columns and assessment criteria as rows. So when from the root word analytic, analyze, this is to analyze, we're in the rubric here sounds like 2 columns as achievement and 2 rows as criteria, assessment criteria. So 2-dimensional rubric under analytic rubrics. So next, let's move on to holistic rubrics. It is a single rubrics or 1-dimensional used to assess participants' overall achievement on an activity or item based on predefined achievement level. So holistic rubrics, from its root word whole, the criteria has been rated as a whole. So, this is also a single criteria. When we say single criteria, there is only one criteria that is used to measure or used to judge the performance of the presenter. So we have next checklist. Checklist, it is very understandable. Is an essential tool because the task of putting together a quality paper involves many steps. So under this checklist, from the word checklist, so a judge or a teacher would only check if the criteria has been reached by the performers or by the students. So we have this rating scale. Is defined as a closed-ended survey question used to represent a respondent feedback in a comparative form of specific particular features, products, and services. So this is a survey, or sounds like a survey wherein a respondent would answer different questions. So at this point of time, this is let's see and take a look for the rubrics for a research. And I know everybody of us is already familiar with research because as of now, we are working for our research. Okay, this is the rubric of the research. So we have the category, we have first the introduction, the body, the organization, structural development of the idea, conclusion, grammar, spelling, writing mechanics, punctuation, italic, capitalization, or etc., usage, and citation. So there is 7 categories in the rubrics or criteria in measuring a thesis or research. So there above, there is remarks: excellent, good, competent, and adequate. So let's begin with the introduction of a research. So if the score is 80 to 100, the introduction grabs the interest of reader and states the topic. So when the thesis title, we are working. As of now, we're working out for our title. So our teacher, few of our instructors taught to us that our introduction must contains an idea of our title or our problem. So kailangan pagbasa pa lang ng reader or pagbasa pa lang ng panelist natin, makikita talaga doon or alam na doon na ito talaga yung problema. So, wala nang paligoy-ligoy. Direct to the point na. So, if it is excellent, then your score is 80 to 100%. No? So, next, we have under the good, when your score is 70 to 80 points, proficient introduction that is interesting and states the topic. So, interesting lang, pero hindi siya naka-grab or naka-encourage ng mga readers that, wow, ang ganda ng title nila. So, this is clear and arguable statement of position. So, there is something in our introduction that needs more development or needs more improvement. So, under the competent naman, the score is 60 to 69. So, this is a basic introduction that states topic but lack of interest. So, let's say for an example, our title is the factors affecting the students in, English fluency and reading comprehension of the student in senior high school. So when your title is only states the topic but cannot grab the interest of a reader, then you are under the competent. So there is need more development or need more stairways in order for you to reach the excellent remarks. So that is somewhat clear and arguable. So there is something that needs to change in your introduction. So under the adequate naman, your score is 50 to 59. So under this description, your title is weak or no introduction of topic. So paper purpose is unclear. Thesis is weak or missing. So wala kayo introduction. That is why hindi clear yung topic ninyo at hindi naman siya kainteresado hindi ganun kainteresado ang mga readers ninyo to read your paper. So your score is only 50 to 59 and you are belong with adequate. So there is need more and more. You have to start all over again. So let's proceed to the body. So if your body is excellent, each paragraph has thoughtful supporting detailed sentence that develop the main idea. So of course, our body must contains the content of our research. The body of our title must depicts what must the reader wanted to know about the title. So if your score is excellent, then your thesis is thoughtful, supporting detailed sentences, and develop the main idea. So alam na alam doon na ito talaga yung content niya. So if your score is good, if your score is 70 to 80, you are belong to good. When we say good, it needs something, it needs more improvement, more development, and more enhancement. Because the paragraph has sufficient supporting details, sentences develop the main idea. Pero meron siyang supporting details, and meron siyang nagdevelop siya ng main idea. However, there is something that is lack. That there is something that the readers wanted to know more about the body of your research. So, under the competent naman body, if your body is competent, you are under your body, the paragraph of your body lacks supporting detailed sentence. So your score is only 60 to 69 kasi maraming kulang na details na hinahanap or kailangan na ipuno mo sa content ng body of your research. So we have next the adequate naman. Each paragraph fails to develop the main idea. So, maraming kulang at maraming it needs more improvement, more correction, and you need more time to improve the body of your research. So, next category is the organization or structural development of the idea. So, this is organization structural development of the idea. Next with body. So, kumbaga, extension ito ng body. So, extension niya. So, writer demonstrate logical subtle sequencing of ideas through well-developed paragraphs. Transition are used to enhance organization. So, under this, organization structural development of the idea, dito may lalagay yung mga tables, pictures, ng ating title. So if you are rated excellent, so it means you demonstrate logical and subtle sequencing of ideas through well-developed paragraphs. So if you are rated good naman, your organization structural development of the idea is has development present but not perfected. So merong kulang or merong lacking na kailangan nimong i-fill up o kailangan nimong i-provide. So next we have the competent organization structural development of the idea. So under this, logical organization of ideas not fully developed. So meron pa ring kulang. So maraming kulang and you need more. Balik-balikon dyan nato ang more improvement and more development and more enhancement, you need more time for correction and you need to review again. So next we have the adequate. No evidence of structure or organization. So kulang yung lahat. Hindi siya detalyado. So let's move on to the conclusion of our thesis or research. So if you are rated excellent, the conclusion is engaging and restates the thesis. So when we say conclusion, this is the overall statement of your research. So nalagay dito kung ano yung mga pangyayari from the first to the end dito sa conclusion. So if you are rated excellent, so your conclusion is engaging and restate the thesis. So restate the thesis. So sa conclusion, malalaman natin nandun lahat ng content ng iyong research. So when you are rated good naman, your score is 70 to 80 points. The conclusion restates the thesis only but not engaging. So, kumbaga, murag slight lang siya, hindi ganon kaganda yung presentation ng inyong conclusion. Yung hindi ganon kaganda ang feature ng inyong conclusion, or hindi siya detalyado. At pero okay naman siya, meron lang kulang. So when your conclusion naman is rated competent, the conclusion does not adequately restate the thesis. So yung main goal kasi dito is the thesis must restate, and the thesis conclusion must be engaging to the reader. So if you are being scored 60 to 69, therefore, the conclusion of your thesis or research is does not adequately restate the thesis. So you need more improvement of your conclusion, and you need more correction and more enhancement. And when you are rated adequate naman, your thesis conclusion is incomplete or unfocused. So hindi siya engaging at hindi naman na-restate yung thesis mo. So you should need to start all over again in doing your conclusion in order to attain the excellent score or the excellent rating. So let's move on to the grammar, spelling, mechanics, writing, or punctuation, italics, capitalization, or etc. So this is one of the most important part in our thesis, kasi one grammar here, one word, one punctuation na mali, ibabalik talaga yan sa atin at correct natin dapat. No? So when you are being rated excellent here in the grammar, spelling, writing, mechanics, and etc., your writing is free or almost free of errors. So, yung tama yung punctuation, tama yung paglagay ng comma, tama yung construction of the grammar, yung spelling ng mga words, at yung construction of sentence mo, almost perfect, or kumbaga, perfect talaga siya. So, if you're rated good naman, there are occasional errors, but they don't represent a major distraction or obscure meaning. So, merong few errors, pero hindi naman nakaka-apekto yun. Pero ibabalik pa rin yun sa atin eh. Merong mga errors, pero occasional naman siya. When we say occasional, hindi every sentence merong grammar error, merong wrong spelling doon. So, occasional lang. Occasional lang siya pag under sa good ang rating sa inyo. So, when we say let's proceed to the competent naman. Your grammar, writing, spelling, mechanics, punctuation, capitalization, it has many errors and the reader is distracted by them. Of course, kung ikaw naman mababasa at hindi mo na naintindihan, ma-distract ka talaga at hindi mo na alam kung ano ba talaga ang mensahe na hatid ng binasa mo yun. So, we should correct how many times yung before natin i-submit ang mga grammars natin, ang mga spelling natin, ang punctuation, italics, kung paano natin yon gagawin para naman kaaya-aya siyang tingnan at madaling maintindihan at hindi ma-distract at ma-cross-minded yung mga readers natin. So, under the adequate naman, there are so many errors. That meaning is obscured. The reader is confused and stops reading. So, hindi dapat maabot sa point na ibabalik na sa atin at hindi pa nga natapos eh. Hindi pa nga natapos ang pagbabasa, ibabalik na sa atin. So, medyo sad. Pero kaya nga this reminds us to correct it how many times, to think it how many times, to measure it how many times, kung ano yung dapat i-correct doon, kung ano yung dapat, kung pwede isa-isahin talaga natin gagawin natin. Para at the end of the day, although meron namang errors, at least hindi naabot sa point na ma-confuse at hindi na maintindihan ng readers natin ang gusto nating ipaabot. So, let's move on to the category of research under usage, grammar usage. So, kung paano natin gagamitin yung mga grammars natin, no? So, when you rated excellent, no errors, your thesis has no error, sentence structure, and word usage. So, tama lahat, naintindihan lahat, hindi sumobra, hindi kumulang. So, when you are rated good naman, there are almost no errors in sentence structure and word usage. Kanina, no errors. Ngayon, almost no errors. So, meron kang errors pero hindi naman 100%. Hindi naman malaki yung percent na mali mo. However, kailangan pa rin itong i-enhance at ibabalik sa iyo upang makorek natin. So, if you are rated naman competent, many errors in sentence structure and word usage. Kanina, sa first, sa excellent, under excellent, no errors. Under good, almost no errors. Ngayon, many errors na siya. So, many errors na siya that would, makadistract na din sa mga readers natin. So, let's beware and bear in mind that every word nating nilagay sa ating research, isa-isa yung talagayan ng ating mga panelists. So, when you are scored 50 to 59 naman, there are so many errors that meaning is obscured. The reader, numerous and distracting errors in sentence structure and word usage. So, dito talaga marami ka ng mali at siguro every sentence maraming mali. No? Yung grammar usage mo ay hindi na maintindihan. So, yung gusto mong ipaabot, yung gusto mong ipaintindi sa panelist mo, sa reader mo, hindi na nila maintindihan kasi maraming mali ang grammar usage mo. So, let's move on to the category of citation. So, dito sa citation, dito inilagay yung mga statement ng iyong mga ginagamit sa body of your research or the content of your research kung saan mo kinuha ang mga statement na iyon. Okay, when you're being rated excellent, 80 to 100 points, therefore your citation cites all the data obtained from other sources. So, naitala lahat ng data, walang labis at wala namang kulang. So, the style is APA. APA, I think this is alphabetical order. So, alphabetical order siya at saka naman kumpleto siya. So, that is excellent. So, when you are rated good naman, your citation cites most data obtained from other sources. So, APA citation style is applied. So, cites most of the data lang, hindi all, hindi lahat ng data, most of the data. Ibig sabihin, may mga data kang nakakalimutan na ilagay or may mga data ka hindi talaga, sinadya mong hindi talaga ilagay. Okay, you're being rated good, 70 to 80 points. So, under competent naman, your citation cites some data obtained from other sources. So, citation style is, hindi ko na lang ang nito. So, cite some of your, kanina most, ngayon, some of the data na lang. So, paubos ng paubos yung citation mo. So, hindi kompleto at marami ng kulang. So, you are being rated competent. So, it means you need more improvement and you need to fill in to provide all the data needed in the citation area. So, when you are being scored, adequate, cite some data obtained from other sources. Cite some data obtained from others. So, cite some of the data lang yung nilagay mo, pero hindi lahat. So, sa sinabi ko kanina, paubos ng data na nilagay mo. So, maraming kulang at you will expect talaga na i-correct ka nila or sabihin ka nila na hindi mo nalagay si ganito, hindi mo nalagay si ano dito. So, ibabalik talaga sa atin at it needs, wasting of time and effort, sobra na. So, we should beware and checking our research and we should make it sure that although hindi natin ma-reach yung 100%, at least hindi naman lahat ng ating ginagawa ay mali. So, I hope na meron kayong maintindihan, even though this is only a short discussion, but this is important, especially as of now, we are working our thesis title. So, I hope meron kayong additional learnings about this explanation or lesson for today. So, this is me, Rofelyn M. Domingo. Thank you for listening. And God bless everyone. Let's proceed to the next reporter.